some point, he did come up again that, I have this software that I think is good. I have a couple of clients, my clients, I need to transfer them. I really believe this. So he was really now selling this again to me. So there was a lot of doubt. At the same time, the connection was there. We've been at it for a long time. So there was always, like, all right, let's give this a chance. Let's see how that goes. So he started on it. Of course, he was doing the work, so to speak, and he had to convince the rest of us. I think he started walking around. He was running his, it was a car wash, running it, and he's very systematic. He likes everything to be running smoothly, and he likes to know where everything is at any time. So this was a clear vision for him that this is what could work.
But I discovered ERP Next in 2016, right? And again, it didn't look good. It wasn't that unique. It wasn't the only one. I was still, but then prior to starting ERP Champions, before forming ERP Champions, again, amongst the consultancies I had a Belgian client.
Yes.
Who was investing in
it was a tip,
small businesses in Uganda. So I was their financial advisor. And the main analysis was, look, there's a bookkeeping problem here.
So you need a good system.
Yeah, so we need a good system. And I think we had gone through the COVID times. And actually, the COVID times was when I decided time to switch from the offline, that I guess it's now time for the web-based ERPs. And the proposal to the Belgian clients was, if we use a web-based ERP, like ERP Next, we can have monitoring, we can have systems buildings and whatnot. And they said, Yusuf, this is a very good idea. However, we want you to do it with Odoo, because Odoo is Belgian and we are Belgian. And I'm like, I am an open source buff, 100% open source buff.
So you said no?
I said no.
Was it easy to say no?
No, it wasn't easy, of course. Because again, it's taking another risk, because I'm still going with the underdogs, right?
Yeah. It's very fair. Like, you have to make the work.
And now I don't have I thought I had an off-taking client, an off-taker, someone who's investing in SMEs. And that's that was a part of my calling at that time, because I was, as much as I was offering the accounting software consultancy, it always tended to lead to helping someone to get an investor. Yeah, so that is another aspect towards our vision, that aspect of investor readiness and helping businesses, because I was doing that with that Belgian client, right?
Yeah, entirely. Yeah, and it's a big thing to commit to open source in such a loyal way that you'll just reject customers because of it.
Yes.
Comes at a cost, yeah.
Comes at a cost, huh?
It does come at a cost. You could start from the point where you're just saying that you decided to form the company, right? And then you can pick up from there.
Okay, I think the main thing was to have some initial clients who could take a risk with us.
Take a risk, yeah.
Who could take a risk with us. And so I didn't have to sell ERP Next initially. So as we were doing the accounting work, in the background, we are studying ERP Next, we are figuring it out. That was really the entry point. So it had to be gradually getting courage to convince people to try ERP Next. Many trials and errors, many proofs of concept, meaning work first, let's see your value, and then pay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. There are some innovators as customers who just also look at a product and say, let me give it a try. And one of that's Mogas International. Mogas really just gave us a chance. And sometimes you just
need that one. Yeah.
Someone who can give you a chance and believe you and say yes. And that And now, once we have that anchor client, yeah, we started on that.
When did it start feeling like this business is now going well? Like, what was that point where you felt stable enough?
And in fact, based on just the deal we got and the contribution to Frappe, we were pretty much shot very fast into the what was it?
Yeah. Silver partnership.
Silver partnership. This is the old partnership model.
That was it.
So that was like, okay, guys, this is it. This thing works. So we got a bit of an initial high, and then now settled into the reality of what it actually means now to deliver. Although interestingly, I also feel like we do that. Maybe we don't think about it much as service providers, especially ERP implementers.
Yes.
We actually invest in people's businesses. Like, we go in thinking, all you do is tell us, I want the ERP, I want this, I want this, I want that. And we believe you. We believe that your business model is sound.
And open source buffs, I think we get excited when someone wants customizations, right? And of course, this is a highly customizable software.
Oh, yes, that is a good one.
So I think that's been the main learning here, that maybe let's not push customizations first. Let's first sell.
We were overselling that as well. Like, you can do everything you want. What do you want? Just tell me what you want. It can do it.
Because guess what? ERP Next, the way it is, does what QuickBooks does.
Yes.
All right? And more.
And
more. Can we start from here? At least the accounting, it does it. All right? Fine. We need to customize on the reports and whatnot to keep up with what you've been getting in QuickBooks. All right? Okay. Now, start using ERP Next the way it is. I mean, you're using Tally the way it is. You see what I mean? Use ERP Next the way it is. Then tell us what problems are you facing.
good point, actually.
Okay. Really, again, open source. It's really what is really fascinating about this open source movement is that a bunch of people are just sharing their knowledge, sharing the blueprints.
Yes.
And you wonder why, they're just sharing. I think that's really humbling, So faster to market, faster to, Yeah, that's the whole point. And that idea of distributive enterprise is really the most core value that open source is offering us, especially in Africa here, This is what we need to develop. Not closed source systems like Odoo. No, thank you. Open source all the way. So any other technology which is not open for us? No, thank you. These are the guys who have really been inspiring us over the years, right? People who are just beaming a ton of information for us, right? And of course, running us crazy with a bunch of information, right? Because we now think everything is possible.
Yeah. That's
right? Especially when we look at Uganda.
And you overconfident as well.
Yeah, because really we have an economic development challenge, right? So we are quickly forced to be the old men of the town.
Yeah.
And we have to think for our societies, right? So when you talk of community, right? The open source community gives me the model.
Yes, it's a starting
economic model to think about my country. When I think about any sector, I find there's something open source in there, right? So many times we get lost in open source software.
Yes,
but then there's also
much for area,
right? When I bumped into open source hardware, my goodness, there's so many projects like the Arduino and there's open source ecology. There's some guy who wanted to build 50 machines.
Yeah, for civilization. You said civilization needs more or less 50 machines.
Yes, 50 machines.
We're going to build those machines and send them all around the world.
And one of them was a truck.
Incredible,
right?
Incredible dream. But
yeah, and you have to have that accessibility mindset. Like, if you're someone who believes in capitalism, you're not going to believe in open source at the same time. Because, like, surprisingly enough, all source code was open source at one point. And then capitalism was like, no, let's charge for it. And I can't believe that we're here trying to fix something that already existed before. Like, it sounds so stupid. Yes. If we want something back that, was there, we were happy with it. but not anymore now.
Yes, yes,
To be
yes.
fair, when you think about it, open sounds like the natural state. It's only that you have to say closed, you have to actually have an action to.
The
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Or at least that works for my